Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the V1 Simulations channel here on YouTube. Glad to see everybody here. Tonight is going to be a fun little stream, I hope. Couple shout outs right now. Carta Jawol, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Carta, you're a rock star getting that video tutorial out. I'm going to talk more about that here in a little bit. AdJ20, what's going on, man? Go Fly Sim, Dougal McTavish, what is up, my friend? Good to see you here. I know it's late for you, but appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with us. Pratt PT6, good day, man. That's a great motor. PT6, my favorite turboprop out there. Excellent. Captain Birdo in the house. How's it going, man? Slam Cannon, ladies and gentlemen, is in the house, and Slam Cannon has some very special news. He is on his way to becoming a aviator himself, real-world aviator. He's got a solo coming up in, let's see, I got to scroll back here in the chat. When is your solo? In 2 weeks? 1 week? Out of Raleigh, Durham, huh? Man, that's exciting. Definitely heed Dougal's advice, man. Enjoy it. You can only solo one time. I still remember my first solo very vividly, and it's a part of aviation that you go through as a pilot that you're never going to forget. So enjoy it, man. Bring the bourbon for the instructor. And just go after it, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are here in Denver, Colorado, which I was just there the other night when it was snowing in real life, and it was absolutely miserable. So it looks like the weather's gotten a little bit better. But weather looks good right now. We're in Denver, Colorado. We're in the Rotate MD80 right now. We've got an FMOD sound pack that we're going to showcase again. I'm sure you guys by now have already heard it, checked it out. But it's a fantastic sound pack. We're just sitting here loading up. So one thing I want to change real quick is somebody mentioned the chat box is in the way of the checklist, which is good information to know. So I'm going to move the chat box up. Or you know what? I'm going to move it way down here. Let's move it way down here. So now when I use my checklist, hopefully it won't be too bad. It won't be too in the way there. And you know what? I can actually shrink it. Why don't we shrink it a little bit? Shrink it. And then when I pull up my checklist, we should, oops, that's X checklist setup. Where's my checklist? Open checklist. There we go.
Cockpit preparation
Perfect.
checklist.
Now the chat is not interfering with the checklist. So, let's go ahead and do this, guys. If you haven't been on this channel before and you're wondering why I'm sitting here in an MD80, this is because I totally love this airplane, and I went into Aspen, Colorado on our first stream with it recently, and I totally screwed up the landing. I don't know why we have an American Airlines bus over here. We'll just hide that. So, very embarrassing. And I should tell you that, oh, I was a good pilot and I went and practiced. I have not practiced. So, the last time I landed this airplane was when we bounced it hard landing, hardcore in Aspen. I'm going to hope that that doesn't happen again. We'll make a little adjustments to our VREF speed there. I think we might have got a little bit low. And to be honest, guys, when I think about it, it's just this viewpoint. The flare attitude in the MD80 is so different than what I'm used to, especially real world in an Airbus. So this is going to be a challenge. Hopefully we don't end up in a fireball. And then on the return, if you guys want to see the MD90 mod, I have a full FMOD sound pack for the MD90. Thanks to Carta, he got the video tutorial on how to mod these engines. Basically, it takes the V2500s from the Flight Factor A320 and we stick them on the back of this bad boy, and it has FMOD sounds as well. So if we want to see the JT8Ds both ways, we'll do that. We'll take a vote here in a little bit, and on the return, it's short flight. It's only about 115 miles or so. We're going to go ahead and we'll take a vote, and we'll see if we want to go JT8Ds on the way back, or if we want to run to the swap out engines there. So, love the old paint job, Continental paint. Totally agree, Dougal. Miss it, man, for sure. So, all right, let's go ahead and get this thing started. So we'll pull up our X checklist here. We're going to go ahead and work through it again. Don't want to miss steps, especially since I've been flying. I've been flying a lot, guys. The last 6 days I've been at work. I've been flying all around the country. So, it's day off here, home alone, wife's out of town, kids out of town. So, let's have some fun. Battery on and locked. Let's do this. Position lights. Position lights. I feel a little bit out of place here. Those are on the dash. We'll go ahead and put those on.
Emergency exit
lights. We'll arm those.
No smoking signs.
No smoking signs. On. And what I'm going to do now,
GPU.
I'll turn the seatbelt sign on. Hopefully we'll be able to hear. Let me just make sure my sounds are, everything looks good there. We'll be able to hear the announcements, hopefully. I know, I think it was a little bit bugged last time. So we've got a GPU requested. We've already got it hooked up. Let's go ahead and switch over. GPU power is online right now. I'm going to go ahead and get the ADers in the alignment mode. You can hear that pack spin up there. That was pretty cool. And, or the fan, I should say, avionics fan. Back to our checklist here. So that's all good. Start pump on. Basically, it walks you through an APU start. So I'm going to just go ahead and skip that checklist. We're going to go forward aft. And let's go ahead and fire up the APU. MD90, MD90. Bug Eater Simpson, we forgive you, Captain. Thank you. Appreciate it, Bug Eater. Just spooling up now. Oh, yeah. Listen to that APU spooling up. You still don't own this puppy, Dougal? Dougal, man. If you want to go to that retro, you know, retro airplane with this sound mod, now I've also got the Vodka and OJ, Tito's and OJ ready to go as well. Could not be an MD80 flight without a little Vodka and OJ. But if you're looking for that retro jet, Dougal, with the new sound pack, I gotta say, you have to get the sound pack with it. It's kind of, in my mind, it's kind of like getting one of the Airbuses without the sound pack, maybe like the Tolis original 319 IAE engines, but didn't have any sound pack, any additional sounds. It's good, but when you get this sound pack, it totally changes this module, and I freaking love it. So we've already transferred over there, APU on bus, and I'm just going to go ahead and keep working through the checklist because, like I said, I don't want to... fuel pump on, external bus, we can skip all that. Dismissed. All right, so we're going to pick that up there. Before I do that, let's go ahead and begin the boarding process anyway. So here we go. Fuel all tanks. We're going to take, let's see, trip fuel. If we took 14,000, that should be plenty. So we're going to go 14,000 total. And we're going to go 50 and 50 on the packs. And cargo station B, we're not going to have a lot of cargo. We're only going to do about, if we have 100 passengers, we probably might have about 200 pounds of cargo in there. All right, perfect. So relatively light load going into Aspen. All right, and we can start the real-time fuel loading, real-time cargo, and real-time passengers. Just neat little features like this that I really enjoy about this airplane that still shine to this day, even though it is definitely an older module, no doubt about it. I'm going to adjust my screen here. I gotta move my actual monitor closer. Dougal says even the APU sound rocks. Definitely, man. Slam Cannon, you need the 733 update in your life. I hear you. You and me both, man. I'd love to have that 733 updated. Oh, not X Economy. Let's go ahead and pick up where we were. All right, HP bleed. We're going to go ahead and get those suckers on. Oops, that's auto. We want them both.
Both on.
Here we go.
Galley.
Galley power. We got to get the coffee makers going. Windshield and anti-fog down here.
On. Windshield anti-ice. On.
Carter, you have a total of 10 hours in the 777? Yep.
Both NAB. Yaw damper.
Yaw damper up here on the right-hand side. Let's go ahead and get you fired up.
On. Logo light.
Logo light over here as
on.
Well. Random, I know.
Radio rack.
Get the Venturi rack fan going. Cabin pressure. So this is where we talked a little bit about, I don't know if this airplane would actually be able to go into Aspen in real life because the pressurization cannot even get to field elevation. I believe it's about 7,700 feet or something. So let's go ahead and check the landing barrow right now while I'm up here. Right now, Aspen expected barrow for landing is 3037. We've had some higher pressures in the last couple of days. It's 3037. Perfect. Loadmaster tip. Have a little run here watching 2 streamers. Awesome, man. Welcome aboard. All right. Cosmic says this has to be one of the last planes with air stairs. Set. Yes, I believe it was.
Altimeter.
Altimeter
set.
is set.
Fuel use reset.
Let's go ahead. Just want to make sure it's the same. It should be relatively close to Aspen. 3042 in Denver. So we'll change that here. We're going to go 30. for 2. And we'll go ahead and get these screens on. We don't need you. We can go ahead and get you up and out of scroll that up and out of the way for right now. Get some of our internal lighting situations going here. Fuel used reset down here on the bottom. Check.
Reset.
Come over to the hydraulic pumps.
Hydraulic pumps 1 and
Going
2.
to low.
Both low.
We can
Takeoff
see
condition.
our fuel is being actively filled, which is good. Takeoff condition, that's back here. 00 confirmed.
CG0
Transponder,
and
we're
0.
2000 standby mode.
Transponder.
Perfect.
2000 and standby mode.
Next checklist,
FMS
FMS assistant. I'm going to do this myself. We're going to skip that. We'll hold it there at the before start.
Checklist.
So let's go ahead and get the IRS going. It's already been in the line phase, so we're ready to go. Pause init. I'm going to use the last known position. Route. All right, here we go. We're going to go Denver, DEN to Aspen, ASE. Activate. Execute. Departure. We're going to be departing off of... What do we got? 180 at 5, so... You know what? I'm going to launch this off of 2.5 in the right direction. Let's see. Or is it 2.5 or 2.6? I believe we're going to go off 2.5. On the... What's our route of flight here? We're taking off on the Connor 6. Execute. I'm going to put this into plan mode so I can watch this be built here. So there is our departure. Back to our route here. Next page. Oh, it's alright. Connor 6 to DBL Bulldog. We might have to do some modification here. I think BDL might be in the way. Not database? Is that not the right one? Oh, BULDG. I had 2 L's. BULDG. Anything more you can tell us about the 321? I'm counting the days until next Friday. It can't come soon enough. Garda, I know, man. The 321, it's going to be pretty exciting. Definitely looking forward to flying that around. I actually don't have a streamable copy of it right now. I think they just have some internal agreements for a couple guys to stream it. But I hear your questions, guys. I know a lot of you guys have been asking me a couple things about the 321, but in due time I'll be able to do a full video on it and show you guys all the differences and stuff like that. So Bulldog, Bulldog, and then a Werner, WERNR, and then the Zacor, and then we're pretty much direct. So we're gonna have to load up the approach after that. And then I'm going to go Arrival, Aspen. We're trying this again here. What was it? It was the Aspen Loke DME. Yes. Loke 1.5. Let me just make sure we've got... Nope. Loadmaster Tip has become a member. Loadmaster, thank you so much for joining the channel, man. Let's get some positive rates out there, all my members in chat. A positive rate. Loadmaster, welcome to the channel. And check this out, guys. I have... Hold on. Let me get back. We're going to go here. I also have a little spiel. If I type this, then you should be able to get some information. Nope. That's not it. I thought if I typed exclamation point member... Let me check my command real quick. Ah, no. Exclamation point, welcome. That way I don't have to do the full spiel. But I'm pretty sure, Loadmaster, that you've been around on this channel before and you know the deal. Thank you so much for becoming a part of this channel. Welcome. I am very excited to have you here, my friend. All right, executing that there. So, now that we have the route plugged in, I need to kind of, it's hard, I know, to see these screens because you can't pop them out in 2D. That is one part that is a little bit tough. So I'm going to be stepping through. We're going to be verifying over here. So we've got our departure procedure in there. That looks good. Now I'm pretty sure we're going to have to, yeah, we've got some crazy stuff. So we don't even need Zacor in there. So let's go ahead and back this thing up. We're going to get rid of Zacor because it looks like we can go pretty much, it's pretty much built in. Bulldog DBL, that's the arrival right into it. So we don't even need Werner or Zacor. So I like that better. I took this route from a real world flight that's happening from SkyWest, and they must have something a little bit different. So we'll go ahead and get rid of that. And you know, we'll go ahead and get rid of the double DBL. We'll execute that. I know it looks like we're drawing the Star of David here on our ND, but I promise once we get this cleaned up, it'll look good. Alright, so back to our route leg page, and let's step through this now. So, here we go. Vaughn, Connor, Bulldog, DBL, right into the approach. Perfect. That's what the route of flight looks like, too, on FlightAware, that they're actually doing here in about an hour. So, that looks good. Our route is in the box. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and get the seatbelt sign on here. See if we can get some announcements going. We'll continue our initialization. How is our fuel? Our fuel is loaded. Our bags are loaded. Let me just double check. Yes, it is. So let's go ahead and go here. Boom. Reserves, we're taking 2.0, which isn't very much at all. Cost index of 25. Cruise altitude is 220. And Ace asks, am I allowed to fly the 321? I am. I have the beta version of, or not the beta. I have a release, or not a release version. I have a internal testing version of the 321 where I helped them kind of, I pointed out some bugs and stuff that were what I thought needed to be improved, and they went ahead and fixed all that and did good. But it is not a streamable version, so it's not an actual release candidate, so I am not able to stream it for you guys. Like I said, I think they have some internal politics or whatever that I don't want to get into about who can stream it or whatnot. So I know you guys got a lot of questions on it. There's been a lot of misinformation on the 321 versus the 320, 319, but I can't. It's hard for me to go through all of it. You know, all the questions. I'll do. And trust me, guys. In due time, when that sucker's out and I'm able to fly it for you guys, I will do a video directly comparing the 319, 320 versus the 321 and some of the little nuances that are going to be noticed in 321 versus anything else. So, all right, I think we've got pretty much everything set there. Let's go ahead and run the rest of our checklist here.
APU bleed air.
APU bleed air. We're going to go ahead and turn that on.
On. HP bleed.
HP bleed, a 1 off.
1 off. New X feed valve left.
Let's go ahead and get the pneumatic crossfeed valves ready to go.
Both open.
Antonio has become a member as well. Guys, fantastic. I'm so happy that you guys are enjoying this channel enough to join it and become part of the community. Get some more positive rates out there, guys. Antonio, welcome to the V1 Simulations channel as well. Let me go ahead and get the little link out there for you as well. So I've got some information if you are unfamiliar. That way I don't have to go through the spiel every single time. But thank you so much, Antonio, for becoming a member of the channel. It's fantastic to have you on board. Let's go ahead and close up our doors here. We'll retract the air stairs, close the cargo doors, close all the cargo doors, aft and forward. You can see the air stairs getting closed up there. Perfect. We can go ahead and get the ground handling to start driving away. All right, all right. Spec Life V1, is this the Xcoder Denver? Yes, it is the Xcoder Denver. And how did I get the annoying sound to end? Let me show you because it is very annoying. I know exactly what you're talking about. Here in the plugins, you got to scroll all the way through to Xcoder Sound XP version 1.1. So if you have this on, let me just go to the cockpit where it's quiet. Yeah. You have like a weird loading. I don't know if you hear that racket in the background, but it's very annoying. I totally agree. So I just disable that sound. You hear the beeping and stuff. Subscriber, thank you, Jackson. Welcome to V1 subscription. Thank you. Glad you're enjoying the content, man. All right, so where were we here? I think the rest of our box is loaded. We're going to do our V-speeds after that. I just want to make sure our pause was done. Yes, it was. And we're going to do our takeoff stuff after engines are started. So, all the doors are closed. We can dismiss the GPU. Actually, before I dismiss the GPU... No, dismiss GPU. Perfect. All right, continue on. Continue with the checklist. That's why you need one of these checklists, man. I feel a little bit out of sync because I haven't flown in a while. Checklist really keeps you honest.
Galley.
We'll go ahead and turn the galley power off. I'm surprised we haven't heard any announcements yet. That's a bummer.
FWD fuel pumps.
Left and forward fuel pumps. We'll go ahead and get those suckers on. We have no fuel in the center, so we can leave the centers empty.
On. Center fuel pumps.
Center fuel pumps, we're going to leave them off.
As required. HP bleed.
Swarm 3513, will the 321 be available for purchase, or is it a free beta? So it's an internal beta that I was asked to kind of give my opinions on and help squash some little nuances that I saw. The aircraft is going to be a full purchase airplane, though. So it's going to be like buying a new airplane. HP bleed off.
Hydraulic pumps 1 and 2. Both low.
Both low.
Hydraulic pumps trans.
On and on. You can see our pressure over here building up.
Hydraulic auxiliary. On. Position and strobe lights.
Position and strobe over here on the FCU. We'll go ahead and get
Both
those on. Anti-collision on.
Anti-COL
I'm actually going to turn the strobe light off because I don't know why we need the strobe light
Transponder.
on. Transponder goes to XPDR.
Mode.
Perfect.
FCU.
All right, let's go ahead and get our
Flight director.
Flight directors on.
Max bank
Max
angle.
bank angle is right here, this little knob inside. Oops. Right there. So you would think, let me zoom in on this because a lot of guys ask me about this too.
158 degree.
So
Heading runway track.
It's in 5 increments. So you would think 10 and 30, you would think 15 would be in the middle. It's not. It's 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So the 15 is over here. Heading runway track, we're going to go ahead and set all that right now. Our top altitude is our cruise altitude of 220. So we can go ahead and just set that right now. We'll pull that out. That's armed. And we're going off runway 25. So we'll go ahead and spin that to 250. And then we'll be LNAV, VNAV out of the ground here because this is an RNAV departure. So that looks good to me. Those are all set.
Engine start
checklist. We are ready to go on there. Now, I don't know why this happens. I do not have... our announcements. I feel like... I don't know why. Whenever I stream, I can't get the announcements going. So, do I have Aerosoft Aspen Jackson? No, I have a free version of the Aspen that I thought was pretty good. It's on the X-Plane org forum there. We'll go ahead and do an actual pushback today. We did our power back. We'll probably have to end up doing a power back in Aspen, but let's go ahead and pre-plan. We're going to go off to 2.5, so we're going to push. Well, you know what? In Denver, real life, they push you straight back, and we got to make the turnout. So we're going to push straight back right here.
Ground to cockpit. Plan
and we want to hide all those guys menu when you are ready. All right, I think we're ready to go. Let's go ahead and get the pushback started and get out of here.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Yes. Antonio says, thank you, watching from Portugal, 23:34 local time. I've been watching a lot of streams, and the 320 or flight factor tutorials are just excellent. Thank you, man. I've watched almost all of them. Antonio, that's fantastic, man. It's a late night. Thanks for hanging out with us here in chat, becoming a member. Glad you're enjoying those videos. I plan to continue producing some videos, especially now that we've got the Fix info page and things like that. I'll definitely get some more advanced MCDU tips and stuff out there for the bus. So it's going to be pretty fun. You've always liked the 321 better than the 319 and 320. I don't know why. Hey, man, I love the 321
all
too.
doors and hatches are closed.
It's a good
ready
bird.
To connect.
Flying the 321 is kind of just like, I don't know. It really is kind of the Cadillac Cruiser of the 320 and 319. 319 is a little sports car. 320 is just kind of meh, and the 321 is where it's at, man. And it's a powerful bird, man. You can do some serious flying in that 321. James says, I feel bad not being able to join at the moment, but I'm getting a new job climbing TV antennas. I'll be working around 1,300 feet in the air, changing light bulbs. James, don't feel bad at all, man. I'm happy to have you here on the chat. I don't expect everybody to become members. That's obviously for you guys to
and bypass pin inserted.
become a part of it, if that's something that you're in position to do or not. But hey, man, I love having you here, hanging out and chat just with the rest of everybody. Awesome. That sounds like a pretty fun job, man. That's up there, 13,000 feet in the air. That is up there. Or 1,300 feet in the air. I misread that wrong. That's 13,000. You probably need oxygen. 1,300 feet. My dad actually worked in telephone poles as well, and he was climbing telephone poles for a very long time.
And you may start engines.
Spags OZ, flex takeoff. We will do a flex, so... Where's my assumed temperature? There we go. Oh, it's over on that side. That's right. We'll do a flex of... We'll do a 40. It is Denver. We are pretty light. We'll do a 40 on the assumed temperature. There we go, on the FMA. I was just looking in the wrong spot. Dougal says, are straight pushes at Denver just to avoid potential collisions? I think it's just for the way the traffic flows there. This is actually... yeah, this is correct. He's pushing us back deep enough. Yeah, they just go straight back, and then you make the left or right out. You never really see anybody pushing tail east or west, because if... I'm trying to think, where's the line? This is one of the lines. I think this is Bravo November. Can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, the traffic is running through here, and then you got planes
Operation
stacked
complete. Set parking brake.
Straight back. I don't know the full theory behind it, but it could be to avoid collisions.
Disconnecting tow.
What I think it really would do is, if you push straight back, you can allow, the next three guys over to push straight back, whereas I push back, now I'm blocking two gates. So being able to push straight back, you can get everybody off the gate, and it's a little bit more efficient that way. Unless you get pushed back doubles, and you got two guys on the other side of you, and you want to move, you're ready to taxi, and they're not ready to taxi, that sucks. I've been there. So... Disconnect and hand signals. Thank you for the smooth push. We'll go ahead and get this puppy fired up.
Ignition switch SYSA.
All right, so actually I don't even need that, but we're going to go System A. Oh wait, we have announcements.
On. Engine start right.
Oh. No, it's not announced. It's Colin Shirley has become a member. That's funny. I heard the chime go off. I thought it was my airplane. Colin Shirley, welcome to Private Pilot. Welcome to the V1 Simulations community. Definitely some more positive rates out there in chat for all my members. Get out there and be supportive of the new members to the team. Get the exclamation point, a welcome. Thank you so much, Colin. Welcome to the V1 Simulations community. All right, engine starts. We need to go system, and we always do system A. We'll do system B. I just flipped that around 400 times. So system B, and here we go, cranking 2.
Fuel valve right.
All right, so I'm not gonna hot start, but I want to show you guys. I'm gonna crank the volume. One of my favorite sounds is the light off when the JT8D kicks off. So I know you're supposed to wait to about 20%. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do it early, and then I'm going to jump back in my camera view so you can hear the light off. So there's 15%. I'm going to do it early. Now just take a listen. You hear that? Boom. That's exactly what it sounds like. Freaking love it. Colin Shirley says, hey, can't wait for the 321. Love the way the flaps work on the 321. Yes, definitely got that double slotted Fowler flap there that comes down on the back side of the 321. Gives it a little extra spice on the wing for sure. All right, we've got a good start on engine number 1. I'm sorry, that was engine number 2. We can go ahead and kill that. We'll crank up engine number 1 now since engine 2 is running. I'm going to do the same thing. Let me just see where my camera view is. I'll introduce the fuel and then we'll pop it off. Just that boom. I used to love that sound. And I found out through trial and error that if you do it right about 15%, you won't hot start or anything. So there's about 15, and then we'll hop over, oops, over here. Oh, did you hear that pop? I mean, I'm telling you guys, if you've never been on an MD80, that is exactly what it sounds like when they're starting engines. Exactly. That is definitely some sound love emoji for sure. That is straight juice, guys. This is the Xcoder FS experience. This is the Xcoder Denver. All right, so we've got both engines running up there. We'll go ahead and turn you off, turn you off. That comes off. Start pump off. Off bus on there. APU bleed air comes off. APU off. And we're going to go ahead and set our flaps to 15 for takeoff. And let's go ahead and make sure I didn't miss anything here on the checklist, and we'll set our trims.
Engine start
did
left.
All that.
After start checklist. Ignition switch.
Off.
Off. Engine start.
Both off.
Both off. APU bleed air. Off. APU power bus left and right.
Both off.
Both off. APU. Off. Galley.
Galley power is back on now.
Fuel heat.
Fuel heat. What's the outside temp? It was, guys, it was 17 Fahrenheit in Denver last night. Or so what is that? It was like -9 or something Celsius. Absolutely miserable. Absolutely miserable last night. I don't know how you Denveronians do it. If we got any
Ice
Denver
protect
people
meter
here.
cell heat.
Captain.
Cat. Hydraulic pumps 1 and 2.
We're going to go high for extension.
Both high.
Pneumatic crossfeed valves.
valve
We can
left
close
and
those.
right.
We'll be done with those for now.
Both closed. HP bleed.
HP bleed up here at the top. They're going both auto.
Ahead. Look up.
Bearded Yeti just subscribed to the channel. Bearded Yeti, welcome aboard, man. Glad you're enjoying the content. HP bleed both auto. What did I just move? Oh, there we go.
Both auto.
Welcome,
Speed
Bearded
brake.
Yeti. Speed brake, we'll arm that.
Take
All right.
off condition.
This is where we got to set our takeoff condition and flaps. So we know that with our load, 9750 fuel, I'm just trying to look at the numbers myself. We've got a CG of 16. We're doing a flaps 15 with a flex 40 takeoff. So what we need to do is come over here. What did I say the CG was? 16. So we're going to set our CG wheel at 16. And then we're going to set our flaps to 15. Looks like we got about 0.6 there, so here comes the long trim. Dougal says, hey, with the thumbs up, fellas. Appreciate it, dude. I love that sound. Stabilizer motion. All right. So that's good there. Takeoff trim is
CG and
set.
flaps set. Trim.
Is set.
Set. Flaps.
Flaps are 15,
Takeoff.
indicating
Auto brake selector.
it's going to be in takeoff. Right
Takeoff.
there.
Checklist complete.
All right, checklist is complete.
Taxi out checklist.
Seatbelt sign
Seatbelts.
is on.
On. Nose light. Dim.
Beautiful.
Timer.
We'll go ahead and start the clock. I don't know why they want us to do it right now, but...
Run. Parking brake.
All right, and the rest is pretty much self-explanatory. Brakes, weather,
Brakes.
TCAS, transponder, TARA, auto brake mode, ARM, and oral config warning. So I'm going to do a quick oral config warning check. No sounds. Perfect. We're ready to get out of here, guys. Oh, yeah. We're going to make the hard right. Let's get on our way. Oh. Beautiful. BEA beautiful. I am Dimitri. What is going on, man? Greetings from Vancouver. Dimitri, good to have you here. Welcome aboard, man. Welcome, welcome. James Birmingham says, I'm from Texas. I absolutely hate cold weather. You and me both, man. That's why I'm inside streaming right now, because wasn't bad, about 55 or something, but that north wind is blowing. It's really cold. Alright, so we're going to make it's a long taxi out there to 2.5. Let's go ahead and make sure everything else is set. Speed, we're going to go ahead and set our 250. We're going to be in VNAV speed anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Actually, I should set... Oh, you know what I forgot to do is set our V speeds. That's what I forgot to do. Boom, boom, boom. 132 plus 10. We're going to go 142 on the V speed, or on the MCP speed. V2 plus 10. Perfect. Dimitri says, you better not send me to the chiropractor today. Hey, man, no promises. Like I said earlier, a good streamer or a good pilot who's concerned about his reputation would have taken the time to practice a few landings before sending everybody to the chiropractor again. I have not. And in fact, I've actually already had a couple vodka OJs today. Not today, just this evening. And so yeah, the last time I landed this bird was when we did it together and I sent everybody to the hospital. So let's go ahead and smash that like button for guts, because I have no idea how this is going to turn out, but I'm excited. I just couldn't let that one go. I do apologize. I wasn't able to stream the redemption flight that same week. I got caught up in some other stuff, and then I was off to work, and I've been gone for 6 days, so it's been a while. I do have track IR running today, so I'm hoping that won't be an excuse. Let me go ahead and just sync it up. There we go. Hopefully that won't be an excuse, but I got my track IR going. We're going out to 2.5, so we're going to go ahead and make the left out here. I believe it's Gulf. I should know, I was just there. ART off was somehow omitted in that checklist. ART off. ART off. ART off. I'm drawing a blank. Spags, help me out there. Or was it Spags? Yeah, Spags. ART. 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 What are you referring to? Oh, ART. Not supposed to be an auto, it's supposed to be off. I don't know if it was omitted in the checklist, yeah. Spags probably the bourbon. Dougal, we're not on the bourbon train tonight. We're on the Denzel Washington, Tito's and OJ. It wouldn't be a proper MD80 flight without Tito's and OJ. I don't know. I feel like I'm riding a brake. This airplane is barely taxiing. Let's go ahead and get some thrust in there. I guess I don't think I'm riding any brakes. I have to use darn near 40% to keep us rolling. Might just be a outdated ground friction thing. Rubber runway mod activated. Oh man, you guys have no faith. JSICR, how's it going, man? I have a feeling that tonight will be okay. Hey, that makes one of us. How about the airplane? Does it pass inspection? James, yes it did. It went into heavy checks there. I ferried it back, and we should be good to go. Altitude off. Art off when flexing. All right. Boom. ART off. Can I close the guard? No, it's got to be unguarded. All right. ART off, flex 40. We're ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and get the flight directors in takeoff. We got 220. Takeoff set. We're just about ready to go. This is how Denver looks right now, too, because it's covered in snow. Daniel, V1 Sim, the best sim streamer. Thanks, man. That's some big shoes to fill. Appreciate it, though. Bug Eater Simpson says, the last time I flew the X-Plane MD80, it literally blew up in midair. Oh, no. Oh, man, I wonder what happened. Ooh, yeah. Auto reverse takeoff. It has to go off during takeoff. Auto reverse takeoff? Huh. Interesting. Thank you, Specs. Look at that. I'm learning something new. I'm supposed to be teaching you guys. All right, so Whiskey Alpha de-ice pad is off our right-hand side over here. We need to make a left and then full length to runway 25. Beautiful Xcoder Denver there, though. It does look good. Does look good. Let's get back on a center line over here. I don't know why this thrust... I think that might be... I can't be dragging a brake, right? No brakes are off. Everything is off, so... It must be just the ground friction. Seems a little bit heavy. Carter says those engine sounds. I know, man. I know, these engine sounds are just freaking sweet. Listen to that. Oh, yep. Denver's got those weird tent things over there. So, funny story about this hotel. There was actually a United pilot that was on an overnight there. Or, I'm pretty sure it was United. Maybe it wasn't United. I don't know why they'd be overnighting there. Maybe they do. But there was a mainline pilot in this hotel, and apparently he didn't think anybody could see him. I think he was on like mid-level floor, so somewhere up here. But on this side of the building, this is the main highway coming into the airport, and he was standing in front of his window naked. So some people took offense to that and wrote him up, and there was a big lawsuit that ensued and all this stuff, and he was suspended from flying. Eventually it was settled. He settled it and got, elected back to flying status immediately. He said, I didn't do it on purpose. He has a couple of kids himself, just a totally normal dude, and just bad timing, bad circumstance. Got caught standing naked in front of his window. He said, I didn't think anybody could see me from the road. So that's just a little funny story about that hotel right there. Spag says it is designed to automatically come on during a rejected takeoff. Okay. I wonder why. I guess I have to read a little bit more about it. Why then what if I reject during a flex takeoff? It's got to have something to do with compressor stalls, I bet. I bet it's got to have something to do with limiting the reversal of thrust. Dimitri says, we need to get you X Enviro so you can enjoy real seasons and real snow when it is there in real life too. I know, Dimitri. It's been on my list, but it's not cheap, man. I just don't know if I love Active Sky. Like, I don't know. I did watch a Jeff Favignano video in... What was he flying? He was flying a GA airplane. Oh, I can't for the life of me. I can't think which one it was now. But he was flying around Orbix, Florida, and man, those he had X Enviro going, and it looked pretty darn good. So we'll go ahead and arm the speed brakes. TARA there. Lights are coming out. Spag says, remember to arbit before landing. Okay, well, it's not in my checklist, so you guys are going to have to hold me accountable. Carter said you posted some info about the art from Delta Manual. Hey, thank you so much, Carter. I keep thinking this is like a bigger airplane than it is. I want to turn it. Too late. All right, we are ready to go. What do we got overhead there? Rudder travel unrestricted. ART is in op. All right. We got 40220 takeoff. We're spooled. Auto thrust arm. EPR. Here we go. Oh, yes. Oh. Watch your ears. We're doing an external flyby. Man, that looks so good. Here comes a V1 rotate. V2 plus 10, positive rate, gear up. Oh, juicy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll go LNAV. Where art thou, LNAV? Nav track. There's acceleration, altitude, climb, and a VNAV. Perfect. We are on the departure, folks. Oh. That looks sweet. We should probably lower the nose. Disarm the spoilers. Oh gosh. I did not want to extend them there. I disarmed, went to full extend mode. We can go ahead and kill the nose lights because that's already in the well. Flaps 10. Hey Captain, glad I was able to make it for takeoff. Connor Lou, welcome. Whoop, as I go ahead and lose control of the airplane right there. Connor Lou, welcome, man. Glad you were able to catch that takeoff as well. Welcome aboard. Just in time, man. We're just getting underway. It's going to be a fun night. Going to be fun. Alright, I'm going to go autopilot on, not because I don't want to hand fly it, but just because I want to look around. So listen to those sounds, though. That hum right there. Woo. That hum. Alright, outside flyby view. Watch your ears. Ooh, man. Uh-oh, why is my thrust coming back? Oh, we're complying with the star, with the SID. Yep, 10,000, level off. So this is a fake 10. Normally, because Denver is so high, it is one of those airports where we would wait till about 10.5, because Denver is 5,000 feet above sea level, before we do our 10,000 foot flow. But I'm going to just go ahead and get them in now. Lights are in. We no longer need the floodlights. Wing lights can come off. Everything else looks good there. And overhead looks good. I forgot to put that into both. We can go ahead and disarm this. That's off. And I'm going to go ahead and put the ART back on. And we'll run through a checklist here, make sure I'm not missing anything. So we did all that. We did that. We did that.
Takeoff and information.
EPR, we are climb mode.
Climb checklist. EPR mode.
EPR mode is in climb. Yes, it is.
CL. Auto brake selector. On. Ignition switch. On. Speed brake.
Hydraulic pumps. We need to change those.
Retracted. Hydraulic pump strands. On. Hydraulic auxiliary. On. Nose light. On. Landing lights left and
Perfect.
right. Both on. Seat belt sign. Auto. Checklist complete.
Checklist complete. Climb checklist. We are on our way. J6 says, have you ever tried VR in X-Planer? No, I have not. I've heard some really good things about it, though. But like I said, I'm just not a huge VR fan for me personally, because I've got dogs running around, I've got kids, a wife that might stab me in the neck if I'm not looking. So definitely, I've heard really good things about VR. But I enjoy being able to, you know, have a couple adult beverages, look around. Sometimes I eat. You know, under the VR hood, no doubt the immersion is going to be incredible, but it's just something that I'm not striving for right now. Like, I don't need it, so. But I've heard really good things. MD80 looks amazing, Continental livery. I agree, man. Let's go ahead and do some outside shots here. I'm going to turn it down so we don't blast ourselves. Go ahead and turn that down a little bit. We'll go to the outside view here. I mean, that is pretty darn good looking right there. Man. Yes, Spags, we are on climb. BEA beautiful. I love this livery. I miss this livery, man. Definitely miss this one. A little bit ugly there with the Xcoder Denver Snow Square, but hey. Dougal says I'm with you on the VR and the wife who might. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Dougal. Alright. How we doing here? I feel like my sound settings are a little... No, everything's all right. Okay. Alright, we are 20.5 coming 220. It's a pretty short flight, so we gotta stay on top of it here. Let's go ahead and extend the range out. Looks like Bulldog is our TOD. So we're still looking good. There's 1,000 to go. Alright guys, so the question is, once we land in Aspen, we're going to turn the plane around, and we're going to go back to Denver. Do you guys want to be in the MD80 or the MD90? The MD90 has the V2500 engines, same as the Airbus. And it also has its own FMOD SOUNDPACK. Now, it's not as retro as the 80 with the smoke and everything. It is newer, full-blown mod. It looks really good. It sounds really good. It's up to you guys if you want to see that or if you want to stick with MD80 all the way through. You let me know in chat. Look at that just smoke just pouring out there. I love it. Max Rank says, the ultimate reason not to get VR, the old wife neck shank. Yeah, she wouldn't do that really. But at least I hope not. I don't know, who knows? I mean, I don't think anybody ever knows, right? We all think, or else nobody would get murdered, right? I'm safe right now, though. She's out of town. MD90. Dougal's got 2 votes, MD90. Carta, MD90. Sean the Cook wants to see MD90. Wow, okay. We'll do MD90. Quite a few. MD90. Wow, nobody said MD90. All right. We will be in the full-blown MD90 coming out of Aspen. We'll do a quick turnaround in there. I'll probably just throw up the Be Right Back screen just for a quick minute so I can reload the sim, reload my adult beverage, and head back to Denver. It's a fantastic mod, and it's quite tricky to install, but Carta has done a fantastic job explaining it in video format, which is something that I pretty much needed for a mod of that caliber. And I'll get the link for it too. Another Gene says, which one has the better drink service? Ooh, I don't know. The verdict is clear? Absolutely. Loadmaster Tip getting in there too. MD90 all the way. Yes, sir. Alright, I feel like I should already start preparing for the arrival. Let's just make sure we're not going to screw anything up here. Let's go ahead and get the... Let's go ahead and get... That was some old Salt Lake stuff. So we're doing the Lope DME. There it is. I must have passed it. Alright, so we are doing the Lope. I'm going to go ahead and set up early because I don't want to get behind here. 111.5, we'll go ahead and get that set up right now. 111.5. 111.5. Final approach course is going to be 151 degrees. Zach says, how about a DC-9? I don't have any good DC-9s in X-Plane, man. You know of any good ones? Well, DC-9 would be pretty cool, though. It would be pretty cool to have DC-9 at X-Plane. I wish FlyJSim would do an old DC-9 or something like that. They got their hands full already. Still waiting for that Q400. Alright, 151 across the board. That looks good. We've kind of been in there. We know the procedure. We know we've got our altitudes to meet. And like before, if we can get visual, we're going to get on that VGSI and come down on that wicked, what is it, 6.59 degree 6.59 degree path down. My goodness. So I'm going to go ahead and park us in the outside view here for a moment while we have some time. We don't really have a lot of time, do we? When's our TOD? Let's come over here and take a look. Oh, I was supposed to execute something there. Whoops. Progress. Here we go. Aspen, Bulldog. Alright, so we still got a little bit of time before we start down. So we'll come out here. Turn it down a little bit because it's pretty wicked on the ears. Now that's a beautiful shot. So I think the last time on my approach, if you look at the approach here, that's 6.59, I mean, that is a wicked steep approach down to the runway. Now, combine that with it being a shorter runway and you don't, wanting to make sure you have enough room to stop, which really shouldn't be an issue. I was a little bit more concerned about stopping distance than I should have. I mean, we obviously had plenty of runway. I don't think we even used up the entire runway. So I'm going to be a little bit more calm on trying to stop the airplane as fast. But what happened was the flare, we were coming in pretty slow. The V-speeds were pretty darn low. And somebody mentioned that, in real world, 140, below that, it really does drop. And that is true. At below 140 knots, I've noticed the plane, when you flare below 140, you're not really changing the vertical descent rate because you just don't have the energy. You need a little bit more. So I'm going to come in a little bit faster than the ref speed that's calculated in the box. I don't know how accurate they are, but I'm definitely not going to try to smash us, but I'm not going to try to just milk a butter either. Also, what happened on that last approach is when I was looking at my cockpit here, and I'm coming in, I'm looking for my flare pitch attitude, I didn't realize how high up I already was pitching at that VREF speed. So I went to flare, and I mean, you guys saw it, it was a huge overflare, and then that just made things worse. We ended up bouncing and whatnot. So the airplane was almost at a good touchdown pitch when I came in. I just ended up overflaring it and brought the throttles back way too early. So we're going to try to make those adjustments. Like I said, I have not practiced landing at all since then, so I really hope we can make the necessary adjustments on the fly here and get this puppy down nice and safe. Buggator Simpson says the MD90, MD80 gives me flashback nightmares of the black cold waters of the Pacific as it rose to swallow me. That's not good, man. We don't want that. Definitely black cold waters out there at night, man, for sure. Shamir, hello, welcome aboard, Shamir. Good to have you on board, man. Dimitri says FlyJ Sim needs to stay focused and finish the Dash 8 Q400S cooking. I agree, man. I agree. I definitely agree with that. What's the largest legal bird in the Aspen? Dougal, I don't know off the top of my head, but I do know that when I was looking at the route for this flight tonight, I had a CRJ700 that was going in there. So I know you can get some regional jets in there for sure, but I think that's a cool shot right there. Wow, that is juicy. I don't think this plane would go into Aspen because of the pressurization issue alone. It just tells me it's probably not rated for this high density altitude airport. Eastern DC-9, best looking small jet. Polished aluminum with a two-tone blue and black nose. I know exactly what you're talking about, man. It is a beautiful bird. Beautiful bird. Spag says often you can bind the range and stuff. Yeah, I need to do that. I haven't done it yet, but I definitely should. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our situation here. Bulldog at 230. DBL is supposed to be at 13,000 feet. So, we are tracking. Are we tracking a DBL right now? We are. VNAV descent. I never set the altitude. That's not good. We're going to start down. Here we go.
Sync rate.
This is where we go. We're going to go vertical speed.
Sync rate.
I gotcha. So this is another thing I've noticed too. At below 2,000 feet per minute,
sync rate.
It calls out sync rate. So we're going to manually set 2,000. So we don't have to listen to that. We're also going to dial back the speed a little bit.
Sync rate.
Okay, we'll do 1,800. Fine, we'll do 1,800.
Sync rate.
We'll dial back to 250 already.
Sync rate. Sync rate.
Oh, hush. Let's get our checklist going here.
EPR mode.
All right, we already did that.
Checklist.
We never synced up the N1s, that's fine.
Altitude.
Altitude set, we got 3,000. EPR mode is in a climb. I never sent it to cruise mode, but I mean, that was barely a cruise. Transponder direction below is set.
Below.
Cabin pressure and elevation is set already. It's as high as it can go.
Set.
Engine sync is off.
Engine sync.
Seatbelt sign
off.
Is on.
Seatbelt sign on.
Landing lights left
Landing
and right, we'll
lights
get those below
left and
10,000 feet. So
approach and landing checklist.
Approach and landing, we'll hold it there. Speed is coming back. We're just sitting at a 19.5. I never set standard either, but hey, that's why we're not doing this in real life. Totally got behind on that one. So right now Aspen is showing 3037. So 30, we'll go ahead and set, that'll help us out on our descent. We're a little bit high. 3037 passing 18.7. That checks. Speed is coming back. I'm going to go ahead and have to reduce speed even more. We're getting a little bit closer than I want it to be. We're going to come back to 230. I'm going to get a little bit of spoiler action out there. Let's take a look at this. Help us slow down. Beautiful. Carter says, I heard there might be a bug with the FMOD. Which one, Carter? For... Oh. Here comes our announcements. Hey, so you're going to use the local approach and runway 15 intercepting? Yeah, so we're coming down. We're going to go right over Jargu, man. We're going to come right over Jargu at 13.4. Which I should set right there instead of 13. So 13.4 is set. There's DBL. Beautiful. I'm
tray tables to their full upright lock positions. Make sure all carry-on items are properly stowed in the overhead bin or underneath the seat in front of you. All meat, dairy,
yeah, that sync rate, James, is when you're descending below 2,000 feet per minute, it goes off. And I don't know why it shouldn't do that at altitude. So might be that's probably what Carter's referring to. That's a bug with the FMOD. Makes sense now. Okay. Yep, Dimitri's right. Aspen has no room for normal planes of any kind with all the private jets from the billionaires up there. Yes, sir. All right, idle thrust. We're nice and quiet. We're 15.8 now. We're going to be making a hard turn here. We're going to need to slow up even more, guys. We're 230, but we can already get flaps or slats out. So that's what I love about this MD80. Boom, slats are coming out. We got to start dirtying up quick. We're already a little bit below. We're well below 10,000 feet AGL, so I'm going to get the lights on right now. We're going to turn it all on. We are definitely... We're going to come all the way back to 210 if we can do it. We're going to increase rate of descent 1,800 feet a minute here because we may have to do an extended vector. And where is our loc? Oh, we're gonna keep it on the RNAV right now until we get down. Then we'll arm the loc.
Ignition
1,000 feet to go. We'll go ahead and descent checklist.
Hydraulic pump strands. On. Hydraulic auxiliary. On. Gear down.
Alright, we're going to hold it there. We should be seeing Aspen around the corner here. Let's go ahead and start. Let's go ahead and do it. Gear's coming down. We're going to come all the way back to 180. And we're going to keep that descent going now. We're already getting high. 12.9. Alright, I got the runway inside. We're going to go ahead and disconnect it. We're going to take control. Autopilot is off. Auto thrust is off. Speed brake's out. Flaps are coming down. Flight director's off. We've got visual with the runway. It's a 6.5 degree slope down there. So spoilers. That's right. There we go. We're going to slow down and then go down. So here we come. Didn't mean to climb there. 140. Getting the rest of our flaps out. Our gear is down. And 3 green, right? Man, see how fast this came up. I definitely got caught
Down.
sleeping there.
Green lights. Flaps. Landing. Nose
Auto
light.
brake.
Bright.
Set.
Speed brake.
Armed.
Sync rate.
Armed. Auto brake
Sync
selector.
rate.
That is
Sync
armed.
rate.
Oh, we want max? Okay, we're going to do max.
Sync rate.
Max. Auto brake mode.
And that should be armed. It is armed. It is armed.
Arm.
Alright, so our descent checklist is complete. It's going to yell at me here. I'm going to go above 2,000 feet per minute in the descent rate to catch up with this.
Sync rate.
So we
Sync
know
rate.
that that's a bug with the sync rate sound, but we got to get
Sync
down.
rate.
We may end up having to go around. We're
Sync
definitely going to be... We might be unstable.
rate.
We'll see. We're going to put this MD80 to the test.
Sync rate.
I mean, look at this. Look at the descent
rate.
rate, and our speed is still relatively stable. So
Sync rate. Sync rate.
we'll see here. We may be able to catch up to it.
Sync
It's a
rate.
6.5 degree slope. Can't be
Sync
too
rate.
far off from it now.
Sync rate. Sync rate. Sync rate.
I know.
Sync rate.
We wanted to come in at 140
Sync rate.
anyway, so we're still looking good. I can even pick up this
Sync rate.
descent rate. I'd
Sync
like
rate.
to see at least one red at a
Sync rate.
7,000 or at 8,000 feet, which is 1,000
Sync rate.
above.
Sync rate.
Come on, baby.
Sync rate.
I'm in
Sync
back.
rate.
So there's one red. So we're pretty much on it
Sync rate.
now. We're doing 140. This plane does really come. There's 2
Sync
reds,
rate.
2 whites. We can ease on that descent
Sync
rate.
rate.
But man, look at that. That actually is pretty impressive. Now we need to go to climb mode. Oh no, go around thrust. That was armed. Look at that. Now we got to get the speed back in. Now we're low. Wow, this plane is no joke with coming down.
1,000.
No joke with coming down. All right, we're 1,000 feet. We're stable. All right, I don't know how you would never be able to do that in the Airbus. Never would that happen. That would definitely be a go-around in the Airbus. But right now we're looking good. We're about 135 on the speed. I don't want to get too slow like last time.
500. 500. 400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Oh boy, a little bit of a float. Versers, decel. Come on, baby. Manual brakes. 70 knots. Whoo! Buddy! We'll stow the buckets. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Aspen. Holy smokes, man. That was... Man, it felt crazy to me because descending that fast on the approach like that, but the airplane was not unstable at all. We were on speed at 1,000 feet, 2 whites, 2 reds, got a little bit low at the end. We crossed at 41 feet over the threshold, but hey, I'll take that for my second time ever in an MD80 into Aspen. We were about 9 feet lower than I wanted to be across the threshold there, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. At least no one's going to the chiropractor tonight. No one is going to the chiropractor. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Aspen here. We're going to clean up the bird. Flaps can come up. Whew. That was pretty nuts. I'm not gonna
Checklist
lie.
complete. Taxi in checklist.
Whew.
Ignition
Sweating.
switch. Off.
I'd be lying to you guys if I said
Ice
I was not
protect
sweating
meter
on
cell
that
heat.
one.
Off. Landing lights
Let's
left
go ahead and
and
get the
right.
APU fired up too while he's going
Both
through that
off.
checklist.
Nose light. Dim.
Whew.
Flight director. Off. Position lights.
What do you want the position lights? They should be on. Oh,
On. Speed brake. Retracted.
whew.
Flaps. Retracted. Transponder.
XPDR.
XPDR mode. Weather radar. Off. APU start.
Alright, so we are here. We're gonna have to make a makeshift spot for us to park. Oh, there's the gate up there. We're gonna go make that hard right turn into the gate. Loadmaster says, good, I left my insurance card back home. Oh, man. Dimitri says, you sounded too relieved there for a second. Hey, I'll tell you what, man. I was relieved. I got a little bit nervous there, a little bit of float. Well, I just couldn't quite nail down. What happened was the airplane was trimmed in such a way, I think I was a little bit out of trim. When I pulled the power to idle, it almost wanted to flare on its own. I think I had it trimmed up a little bit too much. So I ended up having to kind of add just a little bit of forward pressure to get her to come down, which, I mean, that would just come with experience on the airplane. But I didn't freak out because I knew we could stop it. Definitely stopped. I have to make a hard right here into the gate. Bug Eater says 18-year-old Scotch all the way around. Excellent landing. Thank you, Bug Eater. I'm going to blind everybody in the terminal here. Apologize for that. Whew. I want to take a look at that replay, though. Then we're going to load up. We're going to see if we can get out of here. I hope we can get out of here. We're definitely not going to be flexing out of here, that's for sure. Gosh, I love those FMOD sounds, huh? We'll go ahead and put her on the first line. Brake set. We need some lights in here. It is getting dark. Cockpit flood. There we go. Look at that. APU is already on, so we can go ahead and feather engine 1 and 2. I guess it helps if you're on bus before you shut down the airplane. Never done that before in real life. Not. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Aspen. The local time is 5:30 p.m. And we go ahead and kill the beacon. But I want to take a look at that replay because that was replayable for sure. Turn off real view so we don't have a chance of crashing. All right, let's take a look at this. We're going to back it up.
Sync rate.
So, I mean, look at this sync rate on this airplane, but by no means was it unstable. We were stable at 1,000 feet, and I guess it's just baffling to me, you know, coming from the Airbus where this position right here in the Airbus is you're going around. Like, you're not going to be able to salvage this at all. But we'll take a look from the wing view here as we go down. We'll do a couple flyby shots. Mini Minty Aviation says that was a naughtily a long landing. Yeah, it was a little naughty on my part, man. I agree. Definitely a little bit naughty. Dimitri says you always toga that baby out of Aspen. We're definitely going to be toga this sucker out of Aspen, man. Look at that descent rate, man. 6.59 VGSI angle. But there we are, 2 whites, 2 reds. I mean, thrust coming back in. 1,000 stable. You can hear the engine spooling up. Oh, I love it. Freaking love it, man. XP1972, what's going on, man? XP1972 in the house, guys. If you haven't already, man, check out XP1972. He's a fantastic content creator on YouTube. He has a former aviation career as well. I just love watching his videos. There's a lot of guys out there that stream, but XP just creates some awesome content, man. It's always fun to hang out in the chat on his streams and stuff. So if you haven't already, check him out. Welcome, XP. Welcome aboard, man. This is your old bird, if I believe, right? I think you've done some work on this puppy before. Ooh, that looked pretty juicy there, guys. That looked pretty juicy. We're gonna do a couple from the inside, and then we're gonna watch it from the outside.
100.
That looked pretty juicy.
50. 40. 30.
I love this right here.
20.
Ooh, that looked pretty juicy. Boom. Hear the buckets open up. Alright. A little off center line there. Alright, let's look at the view we've all been wanting to see. We've all been wanting to see this view right here. Here she comes. A little bit early on that flare. That's just that 6 days of flying Airbus for you. And we floated a tad bit, but oh yes. I double tapped the reversers there, so that kind of messed me up. And look at what I noticed here too. Always learning, right? So my nose wheel's not off the ground. I lost my rudder authority relatively quickly on that touchdown. So I'm off center line here. I touched down 3 feet from the center line, but it was interesting. I was trying to put correction into the left. I did lose authority really quickly on that horizontal stab, and the nose wheel's off the ground. So I don't even know. That may be a violation. I don't know if you're allowed to dump the buckets before the nose wheel touches down or not, but I did notice that when I was flying it. A little bit of float. But I mean, that was... Whew. That's good. Look at that nose. Definitely showboating there. Definitely showboating with that landing. Alright, guys. You all voted for it. So we are not done. We're going to hop in the MD90, and we're going to blast off out of here. Totally new FMOD sound pack for the MD90, new engines. It's going to be a pretty special treat. So it's a short flight back out of here. I'm going to turn the airplane around. I'm just going to put the Be Right Back screen up here just for probably less than 3 minutes, and then we're going to get back on it, guys. So thank you so much for sticking around. Let's go ahead and throw up that Be Right Back screen, and I will catch you guys in just a few minutes. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I now get to pronounce the beautiful MD90. Check out these engines, guys. Let me go free camera here. We're going to zoom it in. Look at these suckers, man. IAE V2500 engines. May recognize them. They are from the Flight Factor 320 IAE mod. So, probably going to get a ton of questions on how to install these engines. The link is in the Discord under useful links. It's pinned up there. Carta Jawol is the one who is able to do a video tutorial on how to get these engines on this airplane. So for someone like me who's not very well versed in working with some data refs and that airplane maker thing, it was extremely helpful. I followed it to the T. I just kind of paused it in some areas and worked the first time. I did have one little bug. I didn't have my reverser showing here on the left engine, but that's because I didn't save one of the files, when I edited the file. So definitely check it out if you want to get these engines on there. We're also going to be using the the IAE SOUNDPACK for this very engine. So we are completely cold and dark MD90. Let's go ahead and get this bird fired up here just like we did before. I'm going to go ahead and connect. You know what? I'm not even going to do a GPU. We're just going to go straight battery start here. So let's go ahead and get the battery on and locked. And then start pump on, forward, crank it. Spin it up here. It should be, it might get dark on our way to Denver, which would be pretty cool. Look at those engines, guys. There are some sounds that are the same, like the APU, but it is a completely new sound pack for the IAEs as well. XP1972 says, oh, whoa. Definitely, man. Welcome aboard, XP. No stream tonight, man? Glad to see you here, man. Get to return the favor. Oh, yes. I probably should open my cargo doors, but I don't want to ruin this moment. Alright, beautiful. Alright, we are just about there. There we go. There's our APU avail. We'll go ahead and get those suckers on there. Galley power on. We need to get some lights on here. Let's go ahead and get the floodlights on, thunderstorm lights on. ADIRS straight to nav mode. Beautiful. That come on. One off on the HP bleed. And air on. Yes, please. Perfect. Come over here. Let's go ahead and get these screens lit up. Begin the alignment process. Perfect. And we'll go ahead and begin the boarding as well. So going back to Denver, we're going to fill all tanks. We got to be light out of here. We're going to take 10K even. Oops. We got to make sure that's in pounds. 10,000 pounds. We're going to still take in 100 people. And your cargo shouldn't be pretty heavy. Only about 200 pounds of cargo. Trip fuel. If we use 7,000... hour and 4 minutes, 343 miles, it's plenty. So we've got minimum fuel, minimum weight. We're going to have to get this bird out of here. So we've got that set. Let's go ahead and open, and then we will start the process. And let's go ahead and continue with our checklist here. Get this sucker going cold and dark. Make sure we are
Cockpit
rolling.
preparation checklist. Parking brake.
And that's on.
Set.
I'm just going to kind of skip through it a little bit here.
On and locked.
And we're going to have all
Request
that.
GPU.
We're not doing a GPU start. We already
HP
are on
bleed.
this. Cockpit prep. We want to go XP 1972 has become a member of the channel. XP, man, that's awesome. Welcome aboard, dude. So glad to have you here. You guys heard me talking about XP before. Was not expecting that. Let's definitely get some positive rates out there. I almost view XP as like a personal friend, even though I've never met him. He's just that kind of guy when you hang out on his stream and in his community. He's doing a heck of a job. So definitely all my members out there, help me out. Get some positive rates out there for XP 1972, becoming a member of the channel. Absolutely fantastic, man. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. That is awesome. All right, HP
Both on.
bleed, both are on.
Galley.
Galley power is already on.
On.
Windshield and anti-fog. Yes, we're
Windshield
gonna do both of
anti-fog.
that. That looks good. Pump is on.
Windshield
Yaw
anti-ice.
damper, don't want to miss that.
On.
Radio rack Venturi light is on.
IRS1 and 2 mode. Both NAB.
We are navin. Okay.
Yaw
good.
damper. On.
Let me turn this off.
Logo light.
So, floodlight, panel light. There we go. All right. Logo light is on.
On. Radio rack.
Ren's,
Van.
gotta go. See you later, man. Have a good
Cabin
one.
pressure.
Take it easy, bro. Cabin pressure, Denver. We're gonna lower this one, so at least we know we can get into Denver legally. I think it's right about what 5,500 feet there, and the landing was 3047 was the last time I checked. So that is set. Fuel reset. Hydraulic pumps 1 and 2. They're gonna come to low. Get that hydraulic fluid moving. And we are 0-0 in standby mode. So I know I skipped a lot of that.
Assistant.
We're going to skip the FMS
rep.
assistant because I'm going to do it myself.
Before start checklist.
Perfect. We're going to hold it there. So we're continuing alignment. Let's see if we get some announcements. Let's get the seatbelt sign on. And how are we looking outside? Position lights on. Oh, that is a freaking sweet sight right there. Look at that. Love it. Hoping we're going to get some announcements here pretty soon. 2000 and standby. Perfect. Ah,
Welcome to Captain's Office and welcome on this aircraft. Your flight with us this morning.
here we go.
Before we take to the safe demonstration and equipment for this aircraft, could I take the opportunity to remind you all mobile phones and portable electronic devices with the flight safe mode should have this enabled now in preparation for our departure. Any mobile phones that do not have a flight safe mode should remain switched off for the
While
duration
this is
of
doing
the
announcements, I'm going to create a new booking.
Any laptops in use, please
in-
do switch
in
them off
Project
now and
Fly,
secure
so we
them
have our
in the properly
overlay.
instructed you. And could I ask that all
We're
hands
aligning
keep
as well, so
earphones
we're
be
kind of
removed for departure?
waiting for the alignment to finish.
Cabin crew looking after you this morning, Mira and myself, Jan. We are on board for your comfort, but most importantly, your safety. Can we now have a couple of minutes of your attention as we take through the safety demonstration and equipment for this aircraft?
They're going to do the safety image. Fly now. Boom. We should have a overlay momentarily. All right. Is the internal look any different? I haven't checked this livery inside cabin yet. We didn't do a cabin tour last time. Don't really have the time for that, but we are almost, should be getting close to the alignment. So let's see what else we can do here. Pause and knit.
Please study it carefully.
Oh, they're still doing their announcement thing. That's good. All right. Aspen 2, Denver. Pop that in here. Activate. Execute. Departure. So, let me check this out here. We're going to go to... Let's see here. I'm looking at routes. I'm trying to see somebody who's flying this route right now. I believe SkyWest Airlines is doing Aspen, Denver. It's scheduled in... not very long. Oh wait, no, that's Denver, Aspen. What the heck? There we go. Yeah, in 47 minutes, there's a CRJ 700 departing out of Aspen to Denver, and they're going to be departing off runway 15, I hope. That's what we're going to depart off. Oh, you know what? Maybe we can't depart off 15. Maybe we need to depart 33 on the cozy one. Let's see where that takes us. Plan mode, we're going to zoom it down a little bit. And route page, let's step through that. Basically a vector departure out to Linz. Yeah, that'll work. We definitely want to take off 33, so we're not going straight into the mountain. Definitely, definitely. All right. Curtis says, I recognize the announcement anywhere. I've heard it so many times. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So after Linz, we're going I-D-E-N-E. Ideen, I believe, is how it's pronounced. Where are we at? Come on, Boeing. Where's my route page? There we go. I-D-E-N-E. Man, we got to do some Airbus streams because I'm feeling a little bit behind here. I feel like I missed my Airbus doing all this MD80 stuff. To JNet, direct to JNet, and then we're going to pick up the arrival into Denver on the Creed 3. And Denver is, let me just check right now, Denver is going to be a landing to the north. Oh no, to the south. Ooh. So we plan on runway 16. Nope, we'll do 16 right. No, they depart 16 right. Arrive 16 left. Perfect. On the Creed 3. Execute. Alright, so let's piece this together here on the route. Let's take a look. We're going to step through this again. Vectors. Should be in plan mode. Why are we still on a direct function here? There we go. Okay. To JNet, after JNet, Creed, execute. Wow, we're gonna have to fix that up. That does not look right. This is gonna be an interesting departure to say the least. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be interesting, man. Definitely. I'm gonna turn the trying to get the zoom view. I really wish, this is the one thing I wish I could pop these up because you can only see what's going on over here. So that's the approach. So Ideen, JNet, Creed, Powder. That actually looks right. And that's the missed approach. Okay, so really what we need to do, we just need to get rid of, we're going to go direct JNet probably on departure. So to be honest with you, the route actually doesn't look that terrible. I know it looks confusing, but this is the arrival, and then this is the missed approach procedure out here. It's just doubled up. So that does look okay, and we can always shorten it up in flight as well. So, all right, we'll go ahead and put you back into plan mode or map mode. Back over here. Let's continue our init page. Are we done loading? We are done loading. So let's start closing, retracting, closing. Let's get rid of the ground handling. And what do we have for zero fuel? 97.5. Fuel on board 10.7. Reserves are going to be 3.0. Cost index of 25. 210 is the cruise altitude. I should have just done 210. 210. Execute. Perfect. OAT in Aspen is -2. It's getting chilly as we go into the evening. Perfect. Execute. All right. I think we're about ready to get the show on the road here. We got a United CRJ there in front of us. Baggage carts are driving away. Perfect. Checklist, and then we're out of here, guys. We are ready to go.
APU bleed air.
Before start, APU bleed air is on.
HP bleed.
HP bleed, 1 off.
1 off.
Pneumatic crossfeed valves.
Valve left and right.
We're going to go ahead and get those set.
Both open. Doors.
Doors are closed.
All closed. Throttle. Idle.
Galley power's off.
Galley. Off.
Fuel pumps. We only have
Aft
center
and
tank fuel.
WD fuel pumps.
Oh, I'm sorry. We only have wing tank fuel.
Left and right on. Center fuel pumps.
They are as required, which is
as
off.
required. HP bleed.
HP bleed both off now. So I don't know why they do
Both
it
off.
1 off and then both off.
Hydraulic pumps 1 and 2.
But
both low. Hydraulic pump strands.
there comes our hydraulic pressure right there.
Hydraulic auxiliary. On. position and strobe lights. Both on.
And anti-collision and
Anti-COL
transponder XPDR
light.
mode. We are ready to go.
Transponder.
All right.
FCU.
Flight director
Flight
on.
director.
And we're going to
On.
our cruise altitude.
Max bank angle.
210 is set. And I'm going to just hold it right there because I want to get pushing. I want to get out of here before it gets dark. So let's go ahead and get the pushback truck. Pre-plan. We're going to go straight back. And we're going to turn out.
Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready. Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
All right, we're going to hide all there. How are we looking outside? Is it dark yet? We're going to have to back up the time just a little bit. Right there. Perfect. So we got 210. Tug is driving up. We're going to set our V speeds after we get our engine started. So we're just waiting on the tug now. We do have to do our bank angle to 15 degrees.
.158 degree. Heading runway track.
Heading runway track, we're going to be off of
Set.
33.
Departure
Okay,
altitude.
all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Departure altitude is set 210, and
Set.
speed we're going to set that after we
Speed.
start engines. So we're ready to go. 330 is set. Doors and hatches are closed. She's connecting down there on the tug. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, now I can get back to the chat. Shamir asks, what are cow flaps? They are little flaps underneath the engine compartment that open and close depending on your position of the lever in the cockpit. That will help the engine cool itself or stay warm depending on how you want to work them. But that's what cow flaps do. They're essentially vents.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Brakes release, you're clear to push us straight back.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Roger.
Set. Engine start checklist.
All right, here we go. We're going to get them
Ignition switch
fired up
SYSA.
and the pushback. We're going to go system A this time. Start pump is on. Cranking engine number 2. If I can find it. Where are you, my engine 2? Stan, a $10 pound donation hitting the sack. Catch up on the stream tomorrow. Good flight, Captain. Happy landing. Stan, thank you so much for your support, man. Really appreciate it. You have a good night. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you get some rest. Catch up on the replay, my friend. Thank you, thank you. Go ahead and introduce our fuel. Ooh. Sound a little bit like an Airbus, don't they? Gideon, go back to Airbus, please. Hey, man, in due time. In due time. We've got a good start on engine number 2. So what I need to do... So we're going to have to move this. We're going to have to go back one more seat because these engines are shorter.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
They are shorter than the JTADs, so we're going to go right here. I know she wants me to set the brakes, so hang on. We're going to go right here for that view. Brake set. Clear disconnect. Thanks for the push.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Let's go ahead and fire up engine number 1. We'll close that. Look at that engine spool up. I freaking love it, man. That is nice. We're at 15. Let's take a listen.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
All right, thanks for the smooth push. We'll see you next time. Listen to that AIE spinning up. MD90, ladies and gentlemen. Perfect. Where do I get the FMOD sounds? They are from FTSim. He did the JT8Ds as well as the IAE engine sounds. So that's all good. Off bus there, air off. That comes off. These go to auto. I'm just doing it from memory now. Crossfeed valves can come off. That's going to go TO. Hydraulic pumps trans are going to go high. And we're going to set flaps to 15. Get them set. Takeoff is set. No flex. ART is off. Our flaps are coming down. Beautiful. Dimitri says, how about those wing textures and reflections? Remember, this is an older plane. I know, man. Look at that. Right there. That shot right there. Absolutely unbelievable. All right, so I think we're set in that department. Our flaps are down. Let's go get our V-speeds in here. Execute. So V2 plus 10 is going to be 140 knots. We'll dial that in up here. We're also going to take a look here. 15 on the CG trim. So we're going to set CG to 15. We're going to be flaps 15, which we're at flaps 15, right? Yes, we are flaps 15. So our trim is going to be 6. Shamir says, I wonder what it's like sitting next to the engine. It's very loud, man. These IAEs are definitely much quieter than the JT8D, but stabilizer motion is set. 6 trim long is set. Dim comes on here. Well, that goes there, and we are ready to go. Do a quick takeoff config check. Normal. Let's get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. Art only goes off when flexing. All right, so we're definitely not going to be flexing out of here. Full-blown toga. So we have TO is set, no flex. We need to get a few more lights on in here. Perfect. All right, let's do some checklists on the taxi out. We've already done engine start, after start. Run through it for me.
Ignition switch. Off. Engine start. Both off. APU bleed air. Off. APU power bus left and right. Both off. APU. Off. Galley.
Oh, galley power's on.
Fuel heat.
As required, it's off right now.
As required. Ice protect meter cell heat. Capped. Hydraulic pumps 1 and 2. Both hot. New X feed valve left and right. Both closed. HP bleed. Both auto. Speed brake. Arm. Take off condition.
We have our
CG and flaps set. Trim. Set. Flaps. Take off. Auto brake selector. Take off. Checklist complete. Taxi out checklist. Seat belts. On. Nose light. Dim. Timer.
Oh, I forgot the timer. Gotta run that through run.
Parking brake. Released. Brakes.
Checked.
Checked. Flight controls. Checked. Weather radar WX slash
forgot
gas.
to set that one.
Set. Transponder.
And TARA.
Slash RA mode.
Auto brake mode. Oh, config warning done. Ignition switch.
Take
definitely going to
checklist.
both.
Ignition switch both.
And we'll get the lights.
Take off and information.
All right, we're ready to go, guys. Gideon says, nice streams. I really appreciate your efforts. You turned me into an Airbus fan. I don't even watch Flight Deck to sim. Too boring. Flight Deck. Oh, come on, man. Or the ZIBO mod again, all Airbus. Gideon Edge, man. Thank you for those kind words, man. I'm glad you are an Airbus fan now. Hope you really are enjoying the Airbus. It's a fun bird to fly. We're going to be back in it, guys. We're going to be back in the Airbus this week. I have a very, 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 very special Airbus treat for you guys. We talked about it as the 5K sub special. I know we're close to 7 now. We know for 7K subs, we're doing a 7-hour stream. We're going to go from New York to London City, Europe. So if you're not already a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe now, because every sub counts. Once we get 7K, we're doing a 7-hour stream. We're going to end up in Europe. We're going to do some flying around Europe. It's going to be a fantastic time. But what I have up for you in the immediate future is something very special with the Airbus, and it starts with N, ends with EO. And I'll be looking forward to that this week, and we're going to be going down south. So, all right, I'm ready to roll. I hope you guys are ready to roll. Let's go ahead and get these lights on. Run the checklist, because I definitely don't want to miss something out of here. So
Positive climb, gear up.
Okay, yeah, we know that. So we're already skipped that. We're gonna get all lights on. Let's do it, guys. Up to 210. Alright, I don't think I'm going to do a cinematic taxi on, because I really need to focus here. We're really going to try to make this a hard turn on. And we're going to do a short field takeoff technique as well. Wow, that was absolutely terrible. I am ashamed to call myself an airline pilot after that turn on. Good night. That's got to be the little vodka and OJ right there kicking in. All right, so we are set. 210, takeoff, no flex. We're going to spool them up 50. Hold the brakes. Listen to that. Toga. Oh, yeah. Brakes released. Listen to those engines. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a flyby view in Aspen on the takeoff. I mean, it's a different beast than the JT8Ds for sure, but it's fun. Here comes V1. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. V2. Golly, that is awesome. We're going to go straight to a nav. Nav track. Ooh. Garden Joel coming in with the sound love emojis, positive rates, yoga. I love it, man. I absolutely love it. All right, flaps 11. Listen to that whine. I mean, it sounds like an Airbus. You know why? Because it's a V2500. As it should. As it should. All right, we are climbing out. I'm going to turn the autopilot on because this is too fun to miss. I should probably, before I do that, we should probably go VNAV climb, because we are now... Oh, nope. EPR climb. VNAV climb. 210 FMS EPR. Lower in the nose. We're going to stay on this heading. I'm actually going to select heading. Oh, no. Wrong one. Get the speed back in there. Get the speed back in there. Get the speed back in there. I wanted to select heading. Heading select. VNAV, EPR, FMS EPR, get accelerating. VNAV climb. Okay, there she goes. I screwed that up. I hit the wrong button. Plenty of runway left to do. Yes, sir. What's that? Spoiler? Oh, you know what? I keep bumping my spoiler binding. I'm gonna have to change that. I think I'm retracting my flaps way too early there. I'm gonna have to check that out because it really wants to descend. That was me. That was me disconnecting. Get you back in the VNAV climb. And autopilot back on. We're just gonna vertical speed you. Not quite doing what I wanted to do there. Not quite doing what I wanted to do there. Now she's going. Robert, yeah, it does not change performance. It just changes the model. So, here we go. Now we're going to clean up the box here. We're going to go direct to JNet execute. And we're heading it over, and now we should be able to go nav mode. We are nav track, vertical speed climb. We could probably go back to VNAV climb now. FMS per, accelerating. Slats to 0. Lights coming off are above 10 here. Oh, those stay on. And we are in climb EPR. Why are we descending? Oh no, we're not. We're climbing like a rocket. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Things are looking up, ladies and gentlemen. Gotta hand it to FTSim, man. These sounds completely different than his JT8D sounds. They sound frickin' good. They sound frickin' good, man. Alright, we are back in order here now. Top of climb is just around the corner to JNet, and then we're gonna be on the arrival back down. So, I'm not gonna run it, I'm just gonna look at it here. EPR climb, auto brake needs to come off.
EPR mode.
Ignition switch off. Speed brakes retracted, hydraulic pumps come over here. Nope, hydraulic pumps trans off and aux off. Nose lights off, landing lights are off, seatbelt sign auto, which we'll set right now.
Cruise checklist.
And then we'll do cruise when we get there. So, perfect. Checklist complete. I skipped through that. I've gone through that checklist a couple times with you guys now. I think that if by now you know, hopefully you have an idea if you want to run that X checklist system. Again, that whole exact checklist is in the Discord if you want to check it out. You want to pin the messages. Captain Tom, how is it going, man? He says, howdy V1. How's it going? Watch landing. A surprise we didn't need a chiropractor. Man, you guys are of little faith. Of little faith tonight. But we're on our way now. I was a little stressed, I'm not going to lie. A little stressed there on the departure. A little stressed on the approach. But hey, now we're just flying an MD80. One of my favorite engines going into Denver, which I've come to hate recently, but I think that's just because I spent the last 6 days going in and out of Denver and it's been snowing pretty much the whole time. So, I'm feeling good now. Look at this beautiful sunset. Oh my gosh, look at the wing texture. You cannot tell me that does not look real. That is so juicy right there. To think that this airplane is as old as it is in the X-Plane 11, that texturing, outstanding. Outstanding, my goodness. The wing flex in there, coming over the Rockies. Dimitri, yes, you can install the IA SOUNDPACK without having the IA engines installed. That is, it is just a sound file that you would change. Alright, we gotta go outside and take a look at this. First to fly by. Sounds like we're leveling 210. Look at those IAE engines on there. They look so good. Kept Tom said you want to install it, but not a lot of people fly the 90s. Delta's got a ton of them, man. Flyby. There comes a thrust reduction. We definitely have to be leveling a 210 by now. Ooh, little bit of a weather reload there. Had some lag. Alright, there's 210. We're level. We'll go ahead and sync up the N1s this time. And we'll go ahead and turn the seatbelt. I'll leave it in auto. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Yeah, other than Delta, I can't think of any. What about Allegiant? Were they all MD80s? I don't know. I know that is amazing, though. Checking the weather in Denver here on active sky. Right now it is showing that it's going to be a VFR night, so hopefully you should be able to just get a visual. I'm going to turn everything off, and I'm just going to hand fly this puppy in with a nice long runway. View at 10,000. Oh, view at 1,000. So we should be good. According to Delta, or according to Wiki, only Delta. Yeah, you might be right, Carter. I think you're right. Alley Giant was all 80s. Isa! Oh man. You're hanging out here late? Appreciate it. Dougal, you're still here awfully late too, my friend. Glad to have you on board still, man. Excellent. Yes, Allegiant is all Airbus now. That is correct. Alright, we should probably take a look. I know we've got a tailwind pushing us pretty good. So, according to the descent here, bottom altitude is 8,000 feet. So we're going to set 8,000 here in the window. 8,000 is set. I'm going to put our data on. Sync the heading bug. And what we can also do is put terrain mode on here, or map mode. So I'll be able to just paint the map as we come out of the terrain. 40-mile range on it. Got an update. Alright, and we do want to do our init ref for the approach. Denver. Flaps 28. Let's do a flaps 28. I don't think we need flaps full. So we're going to do a flaps 28 landing. 121 VREF. Wind correction 150 at 7, so we don't need to do any of that. A 111.10 and 173 on the approach course. So 111.10 is set, a 111.10 is set, and a 173 on the approach course. Slam Kenneth says, I heard the MD90s handle light chop pretty well. They sure do, man. That's pretty much all they can handle is light chop. Pretty much all they can handle is light chop. 173 set on the courses here. Cap Tom says descending into DFW, the Tolus has been a full day of flying with 319. Excellent, man. Welcome to DFW. It's cold and gusty, so good luck on your landing. Hope you get a butter. Because I probably would not. Alright, here we go. We're starting our turn. We're getting ready to top a descent right around the corner. Let's get a flyby view here in the sunset. Oh, baby, that looks good. These flyby sounds, I gotta give it to FT Sim, man. I gotta give it to him. That flyby sound is on point. All right, we're gonna be doing a night landing in the MD80, which I have never attempted, just so you guys know. Here comes VNAV descent. We're starting down, so up to the overhead. Engine sync can come off. Seatbelt sign is coming on. Transponder going to below. And we are on our way. James Birmingham says, hey, V1 has a suggestion. I think it would be awesome if you could fly from Indianapolis to GCN, Grand Canyon? Yeah, oh yeah, Grand Canyon National Park with your scenery. It's about 12:47. Good night, man. That's a long, that's a long flight with a headwind. I'll tell you what, I did Detroit westbound, which is close to Indy, and it was a very long flight because we were battling about 150 knot headwind. So maybe Grand Canyon to Indy, but that's a long flight, man.
Donation.
Definitely a long
Donation.
flight. Key Han donated a $10 bomb to the channel. I learned a lot from you. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Key Han, thank you so much, man, for that $10 bomb. Thank you for supporting the channel. I'm glad you are learning. I say it before and I'll say it again. You know, if you guys stop learning from me, then I'm failing to do my job as a streamer to you guys as a content creator. So fantastic to hear that. Thank you so much for your generous $10 bomb. All right, as we start down, Denver altimeter is 3040, so not hasn't really changed since we left. That's going to get us a little high on our descent there. 3040.
Sync rate.
3040.
Sync rate.
3040 set.
Sync rate.
So we're on a VNAV path, so this
Sync
is
rate.
definitely a bug, as Carter pointed
Sync
out.
rate.
EPR mode.
Sync rate.
So we're going to skip that.
Descent
We're on the
checklist.
descent.
Altitude.
Altitude is set 8,000. EPR mode is in climb. Transponder's below. Cabin pressure is set. Engine sync off. Seatbelt sign is on.
Sync rate.
Landing lights below 10,
Approach
and we know
and
how to
landing
handle it from
checklist.
there.
Sync rate.
I can see Denver popping up already.
Sync rate.
18.3.
Sync rate.
We don't need to listen to that. So that sync rate is definitely a bug then. I might just go in the audio section and delete that file. Captain Tom says, hey V1, is there any way to get the Airbus out of approach mode? Might have accidentally done it. Yes, recruise it. So whatever your altitude is, so set, if you're on the descent, just set like 10,000. And then in the progress page, put in where it says cruise flight level, put in 10K or put in 10,000 or FL10. And then that should put it back into cruise. And then you can reactivate the approach phase from there. I believe that'll work. Let me know. All right, we are slowing down and going down 16.4. Oh.
Please return your seatbelts to tray.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, this time we are making our final approach. Please return your seatbelts to tray table. To their
So
full-
much quieter with these IAE engines. I love it. Sounds like my descent announcements might have a small bug in them. Reloading
Ladies
of the
and gentlemen,
weather.
this time we are making our final approach. Please return your seatbelts to tray table to their full upright lock position. Make sure all carry-on items are properly stowed in the overhead bin or underneath the seat in front of you.
Man,
All
look at that
meat, dairy,
red
and
sunset.
other food products must be declared and cleared
gosh,
by
that
customs
looks
officials
freaking
and to
awesome.
your final destination.
I think I'm still in climb mode. I should be in climb mode for descent. Correct? Is that incorrect? Let's see. I am in climb mode for descent, right? I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to be in climb mode for descent. I might have been in climb. I was in climb mode for cruise too, which it's not going to be a huge issue. So what these are, guys, these are just thrust limiting buttons, essentially. So, you know, in the Airbus, we have the detents in the throttle position. That's all that these are here. They're just up here. So even though I'm in climb during the cruise phase, the engines are still going to be at the same position. It's just changing what the maximum available EPR output will be. So, you know, I could technically I can go around mode right now, and nothing's going to change. It's just changing what the EPR limit is. So, definitely should have been in cruise, obviously, but I missed it there. But it's not going to be detrimental. Now, if you were up in the power, you know, trying to make speed or trying to, you know, maintain 8.0, then you definitely want to make sure you have the right setting, because then you could be not over boosting, but you'd be at a higher power setting for a longer period of time than you should be. So back at cruise, you know, we were only at cost index 25, so it's not going to be detrimental to our health. We should be okay. All right, I don't really trust this flight plan. Let's take a quick look here. Long's Cliff is right after. Yep, cliff at 11,000 feet. We are looking good. I do trust it. Things are looking good. Come back to the init ref page. We're doing 121 on the speed. Denver's lighting up is beautiful. Night flight MD80. Kempton says, yeah, I fixed it. I threw it in the altitude just before I got to the altitude and it would do, and threw itself back in the descent mode. Yep, you got it, man. Oh, looks like we're hitting some turbulence coming down the front range. Coming down over the front range, man. This is very common. Man, we hit some wicked turbulence coming out of Denver the other night. It wasn't last night, it was the night before. Man, we came out of Denver right about 22,000 feet. We were getting rocked. So, this is pretty true to real life.
Ladies and gentlemen, this time we are making our final approach. Please return your seatbelts and tray tables to their full upright and locked position.
So much quieter with these IE engines. I fucking love it.
Underneath the seat in front of you. All meat, dairy, and other food products must be declared and cleared by customs officials.
No customs from Aspen to Denver. IFR says, hey V1, how's it going? My DFW neighbor, you're still using the impressive default, I believe so, IFR Sim. I believe I'm about 90% sure. I know I did some Lewitt tweaks, and some guys gave me some other Lewis to test out, but I want to say I'm 90% sure. Man, look at Denver off the nose there. That's beautiful. Need to get some extended night lighting, but this is kind of Denver's Xcoder lighting area here, so... But I mean, this is lighting up pretty good. There isn't a ton of lights out here to the east. There is a lot of black space around the immediate vicinity of the airport. Last night, I'll tell you this, I remember now that I'm looking at the airport, we were coming down on the approach last night into Denver, and it was snowing pretty good. And it was just the right lighting that as we were coming down, above minimums, I'd say, so we probably had to be at least, I don't know, a couple hundred feet above minimums. It was the perfect lighting for only seeing approach lights. And I know you can Google image it and whatnot, but it was really cool. Everything was black except the Rabbit and part of the ALSF2 approach light system. Couldn't even see the green runway edge lights, so you couldn't call runway in sight, but it was one of those moments where you do a true approach light call out, which means you can continue to descend 100 feet above the touchdown zone until you see the actual runway. So there's a couple calls that you make in the descent. Let's go ahead and get our slats out there. We're below 240. But there's a couple calls that you make on the approach, and it's rare, but when you just say approach lights, that means, okay, I see the approach lights like these rabbits over here. You can see we call them rabbits, and the ALSF lighting. But if you don't see the actual runway, you can't continue the landing. But you can go down to 100 feet above touchdown zone. And it was just a really cool sight picture with the snow. If any of you guys are pilots and you've flown in the snow at night with the lights on and things like that, speaking of, we should get our lights on. It's kind of like you're in the warp zone because you just see the lights illuminate the snow going around the cockpit, and it was just a really cool sight picture to see. Should have snagged a picture of it, but that would be illegal. And if I ever post pictures, it was not me. So if you're the FAA, I'm safe. Also wanted to ask you, is ForeFlight the worth the cost for flight simulation? You know, if you're really serious, IFR Sim, I don't know what the going rate is for ForeFlight right now. But if you are, oh man, look at that with the orange sunset. If you are hardcore into trying to learn procedures, I would lean to the recommendation side, but I don't know what the going rate is. So I'd have to look into that a little bit more. Cap Thompson makes sense for the turbulence. Go from the mountains to flatlands. Yep. Eastern Colorado's so boring. Yeah, it is, man. Hi, Chris. Oh, snap. Made it in time. Yes, you did. We are on the approach, man. Spag says real-world pilots recommend speeds not less than 140 and the drop out of Sky 1, if that's correct. Yeah, you know, any approach speed is going to be based on your weight. Now, I haven't flown an airplane that said, hey, you have to fly this approach speed or you're just going to fall out of the sky. But I can, you know, there's definitely techniques. You know, some light twins come to mind with high T-tails. I mean, this is a T-tail, so it would make sense. But the faster your approach speed, you're going to have more authority longer during the flare. And if you get slow, that T-tail stops flying and you're going to drop. That's what happens when you're in a T-tail. Captain Tom, FAA has entered the chat. Come on, man. James says, V1 flew on the last flight over the C-141 when I was in the Army, about 2009, early 2010. Awesome. That's pretty sweet, man, the C-141. Thank you for your service, James. Appreciate it. I don't like how the X-Men doesn't load lights. Yeah, I know. There's extended light mods and stuff that you can get, which I have, but the Xcoder Denver comes with its own tile here with the snow, and you can't really... you can mess it up, so I don't have any like modifications right now. This is just kind of the default night lighting for Xcoder, which we should probably pay more attention where we're going up there because it's getting pretty dark. I've got the runway in sight. What we're gonna do is we're gonna select heading here pretty soon. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select. I don't want to stall this out of the sky. So first things first, let's go ahead and speed select 180, vertical speed 1200, and then I'm going to go heading mode, and we're going to vector ourselves over to the approach, and we're going to hand fly this sucker in. Below 200 we can get a flaps 15. Shamir says my PC has the equivalent GPU power of a potato. It's not good, man. Gonna have to think about upgraded, man, especially if you want to get in that Microsoft 2020 game. Speaking of, I can't say anything about it, but I will say that I have been cleared for takeoff in Microsoft 2020, so I will be able to mess around with that. I'm looking forward to that. But that's pretty much all I can say, is that I have been cleared for the test. All right. So we're going to go ahead and sync this up here. We're going to go direct, kick me, execute, nav me. I can never find this nav button over here. There we go. Kick me, nav, and Loke is armed, 8,000 feet. Things are looking good. We're going to continue reducing speed. Let's drop it back to 160. Once we get out of the turn here, I'm going to go track IR on, turn everything off, enjoy a hand-flown approach into Denver. This plane is, these IA engine, the sound pack is so quiet, and it should be too. All right, let's go ahead and set ourselves on a little bit better intercept heading. That was pretty terrible. That was a... There's a pilot edge vector there. Let's go ahead and go 140 on the heading, maintain 8,000 until established, cleared ILS 16 left approach. 8 till established, cleared ILS 16 left approach. We will probably be back on the pilot edge. I know a couple of you guys have been asking for it. I think it's time. We can at least do another month or so. Check it out. All right, I got the airport in sight. Autopilot's coming off. Auto thrust is coming off. Flight directors are coming off, and we are going to hand fly it. We're going to land 16 left over here, But a couple of you guys have been asking to see some more Pilot Edge stuff. You know how I feel about it. It's like, yeah, maybe I don't really need it, but if you guys want to see it, I can definitely do it. We'll get back into it. I don't have a problem with that at all. All right, gears coming down. Man, I feel so much more relaxed going into an airport that's equipped to handle an MD80. Should probably run some checklists here. I'm not going to run. I'm going to do it from memory. Both. We're going to roll this. We're not going to use auto brakes. We're going to roll this one manually because we're going to kind of roll to the end a little bit. Altitude is, we're going to set 10,000 for go around altitude. That looks good. All right, so flaps 21. What did I say our ref was? We're going to get high here because I have to do this. 121. 121 on our ref speed. We're landing flaps 21. We are really light, so I've noticed, I don't know if it's true with MD80s, but in the Airbus, when you're really light, it's really hard to get a smooth landing. I don't know what the physics is behind it, but it is definitely more challenging to get a smooth landing when you're super light. A light 319 is probably the hardest to grease when you're really light. All right, we're on the slope. Localizer is alive. 2 whites, 2 reds, 140 on the speed. We're slowly working it back. We can do VREF, you know, like 130. She seemed pretty happy at this weight. All right. Captain says, do you think the Pilot Edge controllers are still alive after I took them on the Spirit 320 contract and bashed the landing? I don't know, man. I don't know. They maybe that's where they're salty. Nah, I have no problem with Pilot Edge. A couple guys can be a little bit arrogant, but hey, man, it's a great tool. And I've actually been thinking about doing just getting on a live stream and a light twin, the 310 by Digital Replica, and just doing a flight with ATC, like kind of like an ATC tutorial, like just how to talk to ATC, and we'll go through, we'll enter the pattern, leave the pattern, we'll transition a couple different airspaces. I think I'm going to do that here, maybe this week even. So, because we'll be back on the edge this week, get some streams, and we got a little bit low there, definitely. We're 3 reds. Let's go ahead and fix that.
500.
We're down to land, clear to land. Gear is down. That's what we care. That's all we care about. We're gonna roll this one out, so we're still got to be in the touchdown zone. But
400.
if I could have it anywhere, I'd try to put it down towards the end of the touchdown zone so we can just roll.
300.
Definitely windy. Definitely got a little bit of chop.
200.
A little bit high now.
100.
Oh boy, here comes a smash. Get the power back
50,
in.
40. 30.
That's that freaking Airbus flare, man. Right at 30 feet. That's okay.
20.
We got to land her long anyway. That's where we want to be.
10.
What? How was that a 260? Well, maybe it was, but barely touchdown. Reversers. Let's hear those sounds. I'm not even going to touch the brakes. We're going to let her roll. I mean, you can definitely hear the difference with those IAE engines. Not on a runway, apparently, over here. Stow the buckets. We're going to take the next high speed. Azan, Boy John, are you excited for the 321 on the 28th? Absolutely, man. Absolutely, I'm excited for it. All right, we'll take the next left here. Fox 3 or 5, whatever it was. And let's clean it up. Get the APU going as well. ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Denver International Aeroporto. I am missing my bus, though. I am missing my old Airbus. Now, I'm not entirely sure. We're not going to taxi all the way to the Delta side, so we're going to just take the first available so we can take a look at that replay. Kind of hard to see at night. That's why a lot of you guys, let's do night streams. I love to do night stream, but it's just the lighting is hard to stream at night because you can't really see anything, and I feel like no one wants to look at a black screen. Up the hill. And over to the ramp. Our APU is on bus, so let's go ahead and try something there. I keep bumping that speed brake lever. It's no bueno. Let's go ahead and go on APU bus right and feather 2. Let's see how this puppy taxis single engine. Ooh, listen to that spool down. Oh. It was so quick. I think Southwest is feeling friendly tonight. They're going to share a gate with an old Delta MD90. Oh, wow. Definitely struggling to taxi single engine. Oh, look at this. Are you serious? Wow. Yeah, and the takeoff config warning is going off because I got to use so much thrust. I think there might be a little bug with the ground friction. All right, lights are coming off. Safety zone is not clear. Safety zone is now clear. Got our marshaller out there. I know you want me to go right, but it won't be straight. I know. Oh boy, I can't see you. Brake set. APU is on bus, so 1 is on bus. Feather 1. Welcome to Denver International. We should take the 319 in a Telluride sometime. Slam Cannon, let's do it, man. I'm all for a challenge. All right, let's take a look at this replay. I definitely want to see how this ended up here. We're going to back it up. We're going to put you into replay mode. Get a little replay tune going. All right. That was a little bit longer taxi, so we're going to back it up. There we go. Leading edge view. Captain Thomas says, better not stream this weekend when I'm working. That'd be unfortunate. Uh-oh. I don't know if I can promise you that. Milltown, awesome looking bird. Thank you. Appreciate it. Dougal says nice ground textures. Yeah, they look great at night, don't they? Thank you, man. It's the X-Coders. At night, the snow looks fantastic. Thank you, XP. Appreciate it.
500.
Doing a visual into DFW, because why not do something a little different? Absolutely, Captain Tom. I did one last night at midnight. He said, you know what? Screw it. I'm turning everything off. And then I realized it was basically Cat 1 minimums for an ILS, and I was like, crap.
300.
Carter, yeah, it was already off. It was already off for this flight from when we did the first replay, so I didn't even bother. Dimitri says, I think the folks at Tolis will drop the ball if they don't give a discount to the 321 existing 319 users. I mean, we all know it's exactly the same plane, but longer. Yeah, Dimitri, I have no idea what they're planning on doing with pricing. Wow, listen to that engine spool up. That was an almost smash. That was an almost smash. But definitely, Dimitri, I don't know what they're planning on doing, but I would agree with you in that statement that if you're already on the 319, but hey, I've got no pull over that. I have no idea what their plan is. So I'm not even allowed to show you guys the 321. So that is above my pay grade.
50, 40, 30.
I don't even think I'm going to get a version. I may have to end up purchasing it myself because I don't have a release candidate
20.
version. So
10.
we'll see. Oof, that was firm. That was firm. All right, one more from the inside right here. Let's just go. We're gonna turn the music off for a second so we get a full IAE sound here. Let's listen to this approach from the inside, and you can hear my smash avoidance.
100. 50, 40, 30. 20. 10.
All right. Let's take a look outside. Back it up. Dimitri, thank you, man. Have a good one. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Have a good rest of your night. Oh, yeah. Here she comes. There's that Airbus float again, man. 30 feet. It's just something I cannot kick, I swear. Look at this almost smash. Oh, buddy. Oh, we went behind the hill there. We got to look at it from up close. I just can't kick that flare right at 30, start that back pressure at 30 feet. That's just something that's ingrained in my physical being. A little bit high on the pitch attitude as well. Definitely going to have to do some practice. That high flare, that was on me. And then we just kind of worked her down. I mean, it was an impact, but we survived. Nobody's going to the chiropractor. Look at those reverser animations, too. I know it's hard to see at night. All right, guys. Well, you guys know that song. You know it's that time. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me tonight, and thank you so much for all my mods and sponsors, donors, everybody hanging out. Guys just hanging out in chat that are in position to join. I totally get it, man. It's totally fine. I appreciate you guys just as much as everybody else. Extra shout out to the new members tonight. Positive rates and chats all around. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. Redemption was a success, I believe. And the next stream, we should be back on the grind, guys, in the Airbus. I hope you will join me then. So until that time, y'all have a wonderful evening, and I will catch you next time. See ya!